All right, Maximus Analysis here on May 15th, 2015. We didn't get the follow through we wanted. We see the low volume and indecision candle, doji candle, not a lot of movement, pretty choppy, quite honestly. If you want intraday for the ES, you can see basically on the 15-minute how it just kind of went sideways and then closed near the lows. Again, you're going to have this high volume pop at the open just for short covering, but again, they took a lot of people's money today that were just looking to bet the house on the breakout. Now, we want to see them hold into this 2100, 2110 area. That needs to hold. And honestly, we don't want it to even get back in here. Let's just be very clear about that, because once we hit 2100, again, we have the light volume. We don't want to see that happen. Again, if it breaks above these highs that we had today, 2136 kind of be like that resistance area, but we want it to not turn. Again, we have FOMC tomorrow, so it could be a choppy day going into 2 o'clock meeting. And then Thursday and Friday, we really want to see it not get into this mix. We don't want it in here. We want to layer. We want it to actually come up way higher and layer in. But right now, I don't see that type of oomph that we were looking for with the ES. We have the NQ, pretty much same thing. Okay, it hasn't even closed above these highs, and it just ran out of gas. And last thing you want it to do again is to get back in this 4450 area as well. You got the YMF again, just doji, light volume right here. Don't want it to get back into that 8,000 area, and IWM. Not really going to be looking at that one too as a leader, but again, you can see pretty much that same thing, that it needs to hold this 122, 120 area. Crude broke down big today. Crude broke down big on the daily side with some huge volume. So again, unless they retake this 62 area, I see that they're going to be coming back basically to test these 47 and probably even this 44 area. Okay, this was huge volume today on the downside. Okay, we saw the lower high that we talked about, and the follow through was, it was epic today. Okay, it was down a lot, down, $2.50 for a $50 future is a lot. Okay, that's almost 5, what's that, 5%, something like that. So you want to be very, very cautious regarding the longs. You should have been stopped out basically at a break of this 59, break of this 59, 51, and then going back to here. But again, right now you can see that, again, you always want to make sure you do not miss, and this is the thing we've been talking about since you've been watching my channel, is the trend going into. It's a long-term downtrend. Again, above these breaks, it's not holding. It needs to hold and stay above this. But again, with that type of volume, I'm definitely expecting some type of follow through to come. We had Apple today. Really didn't do much. Again, we really didn't see a lot going on regarding this. And again, you still have the higher lows in place, but you can see that we have been sideways. Again, you could say, oh, it cleared above this high. Yeah, but again, if it's not clearing here, not clearing here, again, this last earnings dropped right in. And if you took this part out, you could just see it's just pretty much been sideways. Again, some people might say it's basing for more. But again, after the run that it's made, all of this, I don't know if this is basing, okay, per se. But again, this has happened before around here. It's happened before around here. So we want to see it hold these 122, and you can kind of see why. You got this high here. You have this low here. This is 2, 3 lows back. We want this to hold, because if it breaks this, it can definitely fall very quickly, because you know how quickly stocks can pretty much, they say up an escalator, down, up the stairs and down the escalator, some crap like that. But basically, they go up slowly, but they fall very quickly. So again, this is Amazon big picture. We wanted to hold this gap. We can see this gap right here. We wanted to hold this area. Let me get this a little bit better looking for you guys. Needed to hold this area, and it pretty much hasn't really popped up much since this last. But again, it's still in the buy area technically. So with it being in the buy area, we still could see, some higher, some higher price action if it breaks above this high tomorrow with some type of convincing volume. Because the volume all the way around during this being up, the bias has to be to the bull side, it's very light volume. But again, the trend is still bias to the upside. Netflix, again, I'm glad whoever was listening to me yesterday, I kind of said, listen, if you want to buy it, it's not really here. Again, you can, and this is just for people that chased, and then people are going to say, oh, the market's rigged. No, it's not rigged. You just didn't have enough patience to wait for the setup. And that's pretty much it. So don't really get too mad at it right there. You know, you have price line. Price line is looking like it's setting up. Again, it needs to break. It's very, very low volume on this retrace. Means that if it breaks this 1200, we can go down. And we also have Google. Again, Google giving a seller's type of candle, which we can look and see. Again, when you look at these shooting stars and stuff like that, Steve Neeson stuff, you got to kind of know why. So basically, it broke up, got all the way up here and closed down here. That means that the bulls had the the bears had the advantage going into the close, and you want it pretty much in the upper 25% of the bar to be looking at least more comfortable for the next day. When you don't, you start getting candles like this, you know, you kind of see them all over the place where it has reversed. We want to see them hold this 1542.40 area. Again, if they don't, they're going to go back and test these lows. All right, so let's see what happens tomorrow, and take care. Video a little bit longer than usual, but again, I think it's necessary during these uncertain times. Take care.